Welcome back to the John and Linetia Show.
We'd like to thank Kanye West for sitting in with us the last hour.
He's the greatest entertainer of our lives.
So says he. Much better than Jesus, for sure.
Not. Even though he thinks he is.
Yeah, and I don't really care for watching all those videos he brought in.
Oh, did you have to go there?
What do you mean go there? I mean, you know it's a sex tape with Kanye West because the guy in there is just moaning Kanye, and he's not looking at her. He's staring into a mirror.
Wait a minute.
What?
Now remember, rumor was that supposedly that wasn't Kim Kardashian.
Well, no,
that was someone who
it's a lookalike.
Paid.
It's a lookalike. Well, of course he pays for it.
But now they're saying that it was.
That it was Kim Kardashian?
Yes.
That's interesting.
And the problem is that she made, allegedly, this tape came out. Yeah. I mean, the tape was made around the same time that, she's still married to the other dude, so that would kind of mess her up in court.
That doesn't make sense, because I thought it was well after that she hooked up with Kanye. I don't know. Don't you love entertainment news? She should try some white meat.
Oh.
I'm just saying, she should give it a try. Just saying. Thanks,
John. Speaking
of white meat, speaking of an organization that used to speak against interracial couples.
Yeah.
So somebody came out and said that it was a couple Sundays ago that the institution of marriage comes from God, not the state or the church, and that it's what is it? There must surely be ways in our civil society where we can honor friendships, where we can respect other people without destroying the nature of marriage.
And we just want to say that this is Cardinal George saying that.
Oh, I was going to reveal that. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say it was some very evil words. Yeah. So it was a vague reference to same-sex relationships. He's like, while civil laws may change, then the society will be worse for it. So ultimately, it's this jackass talking again about how gay marriage is basically going to destroy society. Now, granted, he wasn't talking about how pedophile priests being sheltered by the Catholic Church will destroy society.
Oh, no.
I'm thinking that might be a little bit worse than gay marriage. Male priests who are sodomizing kids. I'm thinking that would be worse. Cardinal George does not think that's worse. I'm thinking Cardinal George actually gets off on all that. But that's just my conjecture. Okay. Because it's basically hateful words from a hateful man. I quite honestly, if tomorrow Jesus came to Earth, he'd look at Cardinal George and go, "You don't know my teachings too well, do you? You don't understand the idea of acceptance."
This goes back to what we've talked about before of people always judging, Christians always judging each other.
Yeah.
Please stop it. That is not your call. That is not your call.
And the other thing that gets me when it comes, talking about the same-sex marriage, and does this mean that basically anything, is marriage a completely Christian thing, or in this case Catholic? I mean, does he have a problem with Muslims getting married, or are they, basically, spitting on the institution of marriage, or is it just kind of any kind of a holy thing? Does he have a problem with people who go to City Hall and they get married in a civil ceremony, a man and a woman who don't go to the church or whatever that?
He didn't say that.
I mean, what he's talking about when it comes to marriage is something that's really not laid out in the Bible. Okay, it's really not laid out, and there's nothing in it that says that. The Catholics have co-opted it as a sacrament that Cardinal George could not participate in.
But we don't know anymore. Remember that story came out about that, supposedly they found that,
Jesus was married?
Jesus, supposedly, and that would be very interesting considering the priests are supposed to be following, Jesus' way.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's talk about that. I mean, a lot of the reason they're celibate is because, in the 12, 13, 1400s, the church didn't like the fact that married priests were, when they would die, their children actually were inheriting the churches and the lands. So, they want to keep it all in the family here. So they told the priests, you know what, you can't marry, but go ahead and diddle the kids.
They didn't say that.
Society will be fine with that.
I don't understand why they can't get married. I mean, what's the big deal with the sex issue? You're supposed to be doing that. That's something that God gave you.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what? It's just other reasons why you can look at the Catholic Church and just go, what the hell kind of rules are you guys doing? So,
and everybody has their opinion about whatever. So
I don't know. I mean, in a way, it's like, you know what? Second time, Cardinal's got cancer treatments now.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's because you're a hateful, spiteful man. God wants Cardinal George to answer for his hate.
Oh my.
And the fact that he's going through the treatment, think about that. Cardinal George is basically denying God the chance to see Cardinal George right away.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm just saying I don't care for the guy.
Okay, but that was kind of bad what you just said.
Probably. Probably.
Anyway,
but that's okay. He's defying God and trying to treat his cancer.
You're supposed to be a priest. You're supposed to be loving, walking in Jesus' footsteps. Mm-hmm. And Jesus loved everybody, no matter what.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about that situation.
There you go.
Yeah.
Plus, Jesus hung around with prostitutes. Cool dude.
I have no comment about that. No comment at all.
Speaking of the big C.
Yeah. I guess everyone knows who Robin Roberts is. If you don't, she is the anchor on Good Morning America.
Used to be on ESPN.
Yes. And she's been the anchor there for a while. Anyway, a couple weeks back, she announced that she was going to be taking some time off because she has her fight with MDS, which is a blood and bone marrow disease. Mm-hmm. I guess back in the day it was known as pre-leukemia. So she decided to take some time off to have this bone marrow surgery. Her sister stepped in to give her the bone marrow transplant that she needed. Well, the issue here, supposedly, is that some people are feeling that Robin Roberts is giving too much coverage on what she is going through, and they believe that it's like an exploitation type situation, mm-hmm. and that they're just doing it for ABC ratings. What you think?
Well, maybe they're overdoing it. I mean, if they're actually basically like, oh, now here's a segment where we're going to the hospital room and talk with Robin. Mm-hmm. It's possible that it's a little bit overexposed. But the morning personalities in a lot of cases become, the people who watch them, it's like watching your stories. It's like a part of the family and all mm-hmm. that. So you don't necessarily want to be like, yeah, okay, we'll talk to Robin Roberts now, and then like, oh, great, we'll check in with you again in 3 weeks, mm-hmm. Something like that. So mm-hmm. I don't know. You know what? It's Good Morning America. I don't see it elsewhere. It's not like, she's all over ABC News or Nightline or anything like that. Mm-hmm. They had some good a good bump, at least in like bone marrow donors being registered and all of that. So that's a good thing. Right. There's always a possibility that they're kind of using it,
sensationalism,
kind of promoting Good Morning America more than they, in an uneasy way. Mm-hmm. So it's just something that they've got to toe the line.
Okay. Just my opinion here, as usual. I just don't think they're giving it too much coverage. Okay. I think what they're doing is fine. It's fine with me, and it's fine with a lot of other people. Mm-hmm. If there was going to be an issue with this, I believe Robin Roberts would have said, no, I'm done. But she didn't do that. She wanted people to see her struggle. Mm-hmm. She wanted people to see her go through this. They wanted people to get a lesson from this. They want to give people inspiration. And she wants to be, she feels close to her audience, and it goes back to the saying of, we're going to triumph through a testimony while you're going through this test. Mm-hmm. Why is this a problem if Robin Roberts agreed to do it? She wanted to. She didn't say, okay, well, this is too much, and I don't want people all in my business. She didn't say that. She wanted people to see what she was going through. She wanted people to be involved. Mm-hmm. I don't understand what the problem is here. Why does it have to be sensationalism? I understand where people are coming from, the doctors, and they've talked to producers of ABC before. Now, I understand all of that, what you're saying. But the bottom line is, if Robin Roberts did not want this to happen, if she didn't want it all over the news, she would have said, no, I'm done.
Okay.
She would have said, no, I don't want to go through this. Let me take care of my business in my own personal way, in my own personal time, and then I'll come back to the show. Mm-hmm. She didn't say that. She was open, and I think it's also kind of hard, and we see this all the time, it's kind of hard being out there in the media and kind of keeping your business to yourself anyway. It's kind of hard. Just like with Jesse Jackson Jr., It
was easy for him to keep it all to himself.
No, it still came out.
It came out, weeks and weeks later.
It still came out, though.
Yeah, weeks later.
But it still came out.
Well,
and as a matter of fact,
that's different, though, because he's a public figure and he's working in government, and pretty much it's like, where is this guy? Where, he basically he abandoned his job.
I understand what you're saying. But I'm looking at the fact that these people are still in the spotlight.
Yeah.
They're still in the spotlight.
Somebody on a TV show. And, what if they cover her on the TV show? Whatever.
I don't see the problem.
Yeah.
I just don't see the problem. I wish her much love and success, and prayers go out to her. I don't see what the problem is here. So, oh well.
Yeah.
People can always have something to say. So that's that. We'll be right back after these words from United Airlines, proud to announce new round-trip service between Washington, D.C. and Boston, featuring windows that open up. Fares for the Romney shuttle start at $160 online.
You're listening to The John and Linetia Show.